Imagine a child lost in the shadows of a vast ancient forest. The trees whisper secrets from forgotten times, and in the undergrowth something stirs, a dark figure that mirrors the child's own face, twisted with unspoken pain. This isn't just a dream, it's a glimpse into the hidden wounds we all carry from our earliest days. Have you ever felt a surge of unexplained anger or sadness, like an invisible chain holding you back from who you truly are? What if those blocked emotions are echoes of unresolved childhood traumas, waiting to be unlocked? Stick with me, because by the end of this journey through Carl Jung's profound wisdom, I'll reveal a secret practice that can transform your inner world, helping you integrate those shadows and step into your authentic self. Welcome to this exploration of the human psyche, inspired by the groundbreaking ideas of Carl Jung. If you're new here, I'm your guide through the depths of psychological storytelling, drawing from Jung's theories to illuminate the paths we all walk in our minds. Today, we're diving into unresolved childhood wounds and how they block our emotions, using Jung's lens to uncover the secret to unlocking your true self. But here's the promise. At the very end, I'll share a powerful Jungian technique, a step-by-step process for shadow work that could change how you relate to your past and present. It's not just theory, it's a tool you can use tonight. Let's begin by setting the stage. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who broke away from Freud to forge his own path, believed that our psyche is like an iceberg, most of it hidden beneath the surface. The conscious mind is just the tip, while the unconscious holds vast reservoirs of memories, instincts, and archetypes, universal symbols that shape our experiences. Childhood wounds fit right into this framework. Think about it. As kids, we're sponges, absorbing the world around us. A harsh word from a parent, a moment of neglect, or even a subtle rejection can embed itself deep in our unconscious, forming what Jung called complexes, clusters of emotions and ideas that influence us without our awareness. Picture a young boy named Alex, though this could be any of us. Growing up, Alex's father was distant, always buried in work, rarely offering praise or affection. To cope, Alex learned to suppress his need for approval, burying those feelings of inadequacy. Fast forward to adulthood. Alex is successful in his career, but he struggles with relationships. He pushes people away when they get too close, feeling an inexplicable rage bubble up. Why? Because those childhood wounds have created blocked emotions, manifesting as what Jung termed the shadow, the dark, repressed side of our personality that we deny but which holds immense power. Jung didn't see the shadow as evil. It's simply the parts of ourselves we've shoved into the darkness because they didn't fit our ideal self-image. For Alex, his shadow includes vulnerability and the fear of abandonment. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. It festers, leading to projections where we see our own flaws in others, or emotional outbursts that seem out of nowhere. Have you ever snapped at a loved one over something trivial, only to realize later it triggered an old pain? That's the shadow knocking, but how do these wounds form in the first place? Jung drew from mythology and his own life to explain. He experienced profound visions and dreams as a child, including one where he saw God on a throne, which shattered his religious upbringing and sparked his lifelong quest into the psyche. In his autobiography, Memories, Dreams, Reflections, Jung recounts building a miniature village as a boy, a ritual that connected him to his inner world. Yet he also faced isolation. His parents' marital tensions left him feeling like an outsider. These experiences taught him that childhood is when we first encounter archetypes like the hero, the mother, or the trickster, which can either nurture or wound us. In modern terms, think of social media. Kids today scroll through filtered lives, comparing themselves to impossible standards. A girl named Sarah grows up feeling unseen because her posts get few likes, echoing a deeper wound from a critical mother. Her blocked emotions? Shame and self-doubt, which Jung would say stem from the archetype of the wounded child. This archetype appears in fairy tales, like Cinderella, abandoned and mistreated, reminding us that these patterns are timeless. As we move deeper, let's explore the conflict within. Unresolved wounds create an internal tug-of-war. Jung called this the tension between the ego, the conscious self, and the unconscious. When emotions are blocked, the ego builds walls, but the unconscious fights back through dreams, slips of the tongue, or synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that Jung saw as bridges between worlds. Take dreams, for instance. Jung viewed them not as random firings, but as messages from the self, the archetype of wholeness at our core. Suppose you dream of being chased by a monstrous figure. That monster, likely your shadow, embodying those childhood fears you've ignored. Analyzing such a dream, as Jung did with his patients, reveals layers. One patient of his dreamed of a black snake biting her heel, a symbol of the repressed feminine tied to her strict upbringing that stifled her intuition. In everyday life, these blocks show up as patterns. You might sabotage promotions because deep down, a childhood voice says you're not worthy. Or you attract partners who mirror your parents' flaws, repeating the cycle. Jung warned that without confronting these, we remain fragmented, living half-lives. But here's a subtle reminder, that transformative secret I promised. It's coming, a way to dialogue with your shadow and heal those wounds. Now let's build on this with psychological development. Jung's process of individuation, the journey to become whole, involves integrating opposites, light and dark, masculine and feminine. For childhood wounds, this means reclaiming blocked emotions. Start with awareness. Journaling, as Jung advocated, helps. He kept his own red book, a lavishly illustrated record of his inner visions during a personal crisis. Apply this to Alex. Through therapy inspired by Jung, he recalls a memory, his father missing his school play. The emotion? Devastating loneliness. By feeling it fully, without judgment, Alex begins to unblock. Jung emphasized active imagination, a technique where you visualize dialogues with inner figures. Imagine sitting with your child self asking, "What do you need?" This fosters compassion, turning wounds into wisdom. Parallels to modern life abound. In a world of hustle culture, we suppress vulnerability, much like how industrial society alienated Jung from nature. He retreated to his tower at Bollingen to reconnect with the psyche. Today, mindfulness apps echo this, but Jung goes deeper. Emotions aren't to be managed, they're to be alchemized, transformed like base metal into gold. Pause for a moment. What childhood memory stirs unease in you? A time you felt rejected or powerless? Hold that gently. Jung believed such reflections awaken the anima or animus, the contrasexual archetype that balances us. For men, the anima is the inner feminine, often wounded if emotional expression was discouraged in childhood. For women, the animus might be overdeveloped, leading to rigidity. As we approach the climax, let's encounter the archetypal peak. Jung's encounters with the collective unconscious, shared human experiences, reveal that childhood wounds tap into myths. The hero's journey, popularized by Joseph Campbell but rooted in Jung, begins with a call to adventure, facing the dragon of our past. For Sarah, the climax comes in a dream where she confronts a shadowy queen, her critical mother archetype. By standing up, she integrates it, unblocking creativity. Jung himself faced this in 1913 during his confrontation with the unconscious, hallucinating floods and gods, which he later saw as archetypal floods washing away old structures. This climax isn't easy. It's a descent into the underworld, like Orpheus retrieving Eurydice. But emerging, that's rebirth. Modern examples, celebrities sharing trauma stories like Oprah discussing abuse, embody this. It humanizes them, showing that healing is universal. Now, weaving toward resolution, we see how integrating wounds leads to authenticity. Jung's self isn't ego-driven, it's the mandala, a symbol of unity. Blocked emotions dissolve as we accept the shadow, leading to richer relationships and purpose. Remember Alex. After shadow work, he opens up, forming deeper bonds. Sarah, she creates art from her pain, inspiring others. And now, the revelation I've promised, the Jungian secret to unlocking your true self through shadow integration. Here's the practice, step by step. First, identify a blocked emotion, anger, sadness, from a childhood wound. Write it down. Second, personify it, draw or imagine it as a figure. Third, dialogue. Ask, what do you want to teach me? Listen without judgment. Fourth, integrate. Find a small action, like expressing vulnerability daily. Fifth, track dreams for confirmation. This is Jung's essence, turning wounds into allies. Practice it and watch your life transform. If this resonated, hit that subscribe button for more Jungian journeys. Comment below, what's one childhood wound you're ready to explore? Share this with someone who needs it. Next time, we'll delve into synchronicity, how the universe speaks through coincidences. Until then, embrace your shadows. They're the key to your light.